They say you can always hear something before it happens. A creak, a whisper, a scream. But on one cold night in 1922, deep in the Bavarian countryside, an entire family was murdered. 6 people. No neighbors heard a single sound. And when the police arrived, they found something even worse. The killer had stayed for days. This is the story of the Hinterkaifeck farm. A real-life nightmare where death moved in quietly and never truly left. The Gruber family lived about 43 miles north of Munich. Andreas and Chilia Gruber. Their daughter Victoria and her 2 children, 7-year-old Chilia Jr. and 2-year-old Joseph. With them worked a maid, Maria Baumgartner, who had just arrived that very day. Hinterkaifeck was isolated. The nearest neighbors were half a mile away. The house was surrounded by dense woods, the kind that seemed to swallow sound. But lately, strange things have been happening. Andreas told neighbors he'd heard footsteps in the attic, though no one was there. Keys went missing. A newspaper appeared on the doorstep that no one subscribed to. And in the snow leading to the woods, he found footprints. They came toward the house, but none went back. No one believed him until it was too late. It was the evening of March 31st, 1922. No one knows exactly how it began. Police later believed the killer lured the family out to the barn one by one. First Andreas, then his wife, then their daughter Victoria and little Chilia. They were struck with a heavy pickaxe called a mattock. Each one died within moments except young Chilia. When she was found, tufts of her hair were torn out as if she had been alive for hours, pulling it out in fear. Inside the house, the killer finished what he started. Maria, the new maid, was murdered in her bed. Baby Joseph was found in his crib. Lifeless. 6 people, all dead. No one heard a single scream. Days passed. Neighbors noticed the family wasn't around, but the chimney still smoked. The livestock had been fed. The cows were milked. Someone had been living in that house with the bodies still inside. When they finally checked, 4 days later, they found hay stacked neatly over the corpses in the barn. Inside, lamps were burning. Half-eaten food sat on the table, and a newspaper dated after the murders lay open by the bed. Whoever did it had made themselves comfortable, as if Hinterkaifeck was theirs now. When police arrived, they were overwhelmed. Hundreds of footprints, dozens of fingerprints, but no match. The murder weapon, the mattock, was found hidden in the attic, and their autopsies performed right there in the barn. Theories came fast. A deranged farmhand, a vengeful lover. Even Victoria's late husband thought he'd died years before in the war. Some believed Joseph, the baby, wasn't her husband's child but her father's. A dark family secret that could have driven someone to rage. But even that didn't explain the calmness, the quiet efficiency of the crime. And most chilling of all, after everyone died, neighbors saw smoke from the chimney and reported someone's shadow moving through the windows at night. Killer stayed for nearly a week and then vanished. Over 100 suspects were questioned. Everyone was released. No fingerprints ever matched. No motive ever proved. One theory claims a man named Carl Gabriel, Victoria's husband, never actually died in World War I and returned disfigured and broken. Others think it was a wandering stranger, a drifter passing through. But some locals whisper it was something else entirely. That the footsteps Andreas heard weren't human. That something in those woods had waited. The Hinterkaifeck farm was demolished in 1923. No one wanted to live there again. Even the tools and wood were said to bring bad luck. Today, a small shrine stands where the farmhouse once stood. Visitors leave candles and flowers, and some say they still hear the faint sound of footsteps crunching in the snow. A century later, no one knows who killed the Grubers. But on that cold March night, death came quietly, and no one heard a sound.